On a windy Friday afternoon on the west side of Indianapolis, we bring you Marian Knights baseball, the final game of this four-game series between the Knights and the Lancers of Grace College, as the Knights look to get back in the win column and pull a split, I should say, of this four-game set. We welcome you in. Rob Brown alongside Chris Walker, the two head coaches and the umpires of this second game of the doubleheader, meeting at home plate to discuss the ground rules here at Marian Knights Ballpark. And we'll recap this game one as we get set to start this game two. Chris, it was all Grace in game one. You and Greg Rakestraw had the call of game one. The Lancers had the bats going, certainly in innings 5 and 6, putting 9 runs on the board en route to a 10-run rule victory, 15-5. Grace posting the win in 7.
Yeah, we didn't quite see the pitching today that we saw yesterday from Marian. But, you know, it happens at times, so you just got to get back on the horse. The good thing about baseball is you got another game right around the corner. They get another opportunity in about 5 minutes to change their fortunes.
Well, this is the second to last Crossroads League series of the season. The Knights will head up north to Upland to face the league's top team in Taylor, a top 15 team in the nation next weekend. But I guess if you're a Knights fan, you take some solace in the fact, Chris, that in the previous 7 series the Knights have played, Marian has only lost 1 league series this season. You play 4 games against each of the respective conference opponents, and that was the first series of the season against St. Francis. So the certainly history would tell us that the Knights are due for a bounce back here in the final game of the series, and they have Damian Wallace going on the mound here in game 4.
Yeah, if you're Marian, you just want to get back to playing good defense, get some good pitching, get some timely hits, and that should be a good formula for a victory.
We had the Senior Day festivities in between games 1 and 2 today, and Wallace, one of those seniors, taking part in those festivities. He is a rare 6-year player here at the NAIA level, and spent some time here at Marian, then went down to Kaiser University in West Palm Beach, Florida, before coming back for his final year of collegiate baseball here on the west side. Well, the Grace College Lancers, let's, if we've got the graphic, we'll take a look at the lineup for the Lancers for today. Grace had a big-time output, as we talked about. Maximo De Leon had a home run, but Ryan Stark, the big bat we've talked about here over the last 2 days, he came and delivered here in that first game with 2 home runs, 3 for 3, with 5 runs scored.
Just a heck of a day. I mean, he is swinging the bat well. Neither of his home runs were wall scrapers, nor did they need the wind behind him. He is swinging it really well. Be careful with him in this game.
Another player to point out, Jose Ayala, 3 for 5, double and a home run. Now 3 extra base hits in the series. He had a double yesterday. Ayala 3 for 5 in game 1 today with 5 RBIs, hitting that 5 spot.
He's also played some really good defense in left field, made some good plays in this first game, so he's playing both sides of the ball really well.
And Steven Hernandez, the pitcher today for the Lancers. We'll talk more about him in the bottom of the first, but fans of high school baseball may recall Hernandez. He was the ace for a Washington Township team that won the Class 1A state title in Indiana high school baseball back in 2011. The defense takes the field for the Marian Knights. Some familiar faces that we've seen during this series defensively. Dawson Estep in left, Nathan Penarski in center field, but a different face out in right, Josh Lamb out in right field. We've seen Lamb in a couple different places in the lineup in this series, but Lamb's in right. Familiar faces around the infield, Hector Corona at third, Elijah Kelly at short, Cameron Salazar at second base, and Zach Bale at first. Jacob Dill behind the plate. And the pitcher, you get a good look at him, the 6-year right-hander. That's Damian Wallace. Wallace 1 and 2 on the season, making his 11th appearance, 7th start, 5.71 his ERA in 34 2/3 innings. 33 strikeouts against 18 walks.
Really looking forward to seeing Damian today. Damian spent a lot of time up in the press box with us yesterday for the first day of the series, and so looking forward to seeing what he has on the mound today.
He was he was up here charting pitches yesterday during the doubleheader and was very helpful with us, giving us numbers. And when we were inquiring about velocity of certain pitchers, he was quick to point out numbers, who had it, who didn't, and looking forward to seeing what he has. And we talked about his being a sixth-year player, that taking advantage of a medical redshirt rule that no longer exists. So the sixth-year player, he is a unicorn, as it were, in NAIA baseball that we're not going to see again here anytime shortly.
Well, let's get ready, get strapped in here. Let's look forward to a good baseball game.
Breeze has died down. It was gusting earlier today, but much warmer today than it was yesterday. People had, fans in the stands had the coats on yesterday. Everybody in the short sleeves today. 78, closing in on 80 degrees here at game time. Lights are on, though. It has clouded up as we move past 5:30 here on a Friday afternoon. Happy you're with us. Maximo De Leon leading it off. De Leon with a big day here in game one. 2 for 5 with a home run. Also had a triple and 2 runs scored.
You know, one of those crazy baseball days. His first 2 at-bats, he had strikeouts. His third at-bat hit the home run. Fourth at-bat hit the triple. So he really was able to salvage and have a good day the first game.
Takes the first pitch inside. 5:35 our official start time.
De Leon has looked really good in 2 days here. Really like his approach at the plate. Always on balance, takes good swings, doesn't chase an awful lot. He's a really good, sound baseball player.
Out of Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Takes that pitch on the corner. One of 2 players on this roster who has played in all 43 games for Grace College. That pitch is up.
I have been to Santo Domingo, I think in 2014 maybe.
Okay.
My oldest boy and I went down to a baseball camp there with Tracy Smith, who was at the time the head coach at IU.
Sure.
And actually on the trip, Tracy had accepted the job at Arizona State and left early to go start that job. And so, but it was a really neat opportunity to go play some baseball down there.
So De Leon works the walk, and that certainly will require some attention over at first base with De Leon's stolen base prowess. Leads the team with 16, so Wallace will have to pay some attention to the speedster De Leon as Dalton Cody stands in, hits from the left side. Cody shows bunt. That pitch in tight.
I think that's going to be a foul ball.
That's a foul ball. It hit the bat. Home plate umpire was right on it. Cody shaking up.
You know what? If I'm Cody, I'm okay with that foul ball, because if it wasn't a foul ball, it would have pierced him right in the chest. So you can live with that.
Well, Cody leaned out of the way of that one, and it hit right up on the handle for a foul ball. Wallace throwing over.
That's kind of why I don't like when it's different ways to teach sacrifice bunting. And that time, Cody squared all the way around, where his whole chest is facing the pitcher. I like it when you just kind of turn your foot, where your front foot is still behind your back foot, and then you're not exposed that way.
Throw down, and De Leon is out by 2 feet.
Perfect.
Second baseman covering, and De Leon is out for just the 4th time in the caught stealing in 20 attempts. What a throw there by Dill.
Dill's got a cannon behind the plate, and he put that ball right on the money. I like the idea there, the fake bunt steal. Sometimes it doesn't work.
So De Leon is erased from the base paths. Wallace with the room to operate now, ahead in the count 0-2, and that pitch away. Popped up, back of first. Salazar takes it in the grass behind second. And a little wind gust right at the end there made that a little more interesting than it needed to be.
Rob, Greg and I talked about it earlier. There's no such thing as a routine fly ball today, so anything is going to be difficult. And Babe Ruth steps to the plate.
Well, you Nostradamus that wind yet. When we talked about that yesterday, you predicted that. And that has proven true. Here's Ryan Stark. 2 home runs in game number 1. Hit a home run in game number 1 yesterday. So 3 home runs in the series. Giving Stark 15 on the season. That ball is lined down the line. Fair ball. Drops just inside the foul line, and one hops the fence. Scooped out of there by Estep. Stark the throw goes to second. Stark runs right past the throw and into third with a triple. Wow. First triple of the season for Stark.
So the lesson in this one is if you're Dawson Estep on that ball, when that ball's hit, that's a for sure double. There's no reason as a left fielder to throw that ball back towards second base. All day, you got to be throwing that ball towards third base. And if he just gets up and throws the ball towards third, Stark will not continue to run. He'll stay at second.
The cleanup hitter, Josh Cosme, stands in. Cosme 1 for 2, scored 4 runs in game 1 today. Walked twice. He's had a nice series, 4 out of 9. Scored 5 runs. Takes that pitch at the belt.
That bird better get out of there. He's going to get Randy Johnson.
Yeah, that bird was lingering in the...
I'm telling you, that's a bad spot.
That pitch just missed the corner. And Wallace behind 3-1.
Oh, that's going to be tough.
Jam shot to second. Salazar can't find it.
I think that's a hit.
Cosme is safe. Salazar was playing the shift from his second base spot, was over in short left field behind second base and had to come all the way over.
Yeah, that's going to be tough because that's one of those balls. First of all, Salazar's got a range way over out of his shift position, but that ball being hit off the end of the bat's going to be kind of spinning like a cue ball, so it's a tough play. So sometimes the shift giveth, and sometimes the shift takes away.
And Cosme with the RBI infield hit brings Stark home from third and puts Grace on the board early, 1-0. Here's Jose Ayala. He, like Cosme and Stark before him, has had a big series. Ayala 3 for 5 in game 1. Had a double and a home run, 5 knocked in.
He's been a good-looking player this last couple days.
3 extra base hits for Ayala in the last 2 games, or last 3 games. That's a close play. As a courtesy runner over there, Carter Stogsdill running for the catcher, Cosme. Ball fouled wide of the bag of third. Stogsdill's been the courtesy runner all throughout this series for the Lancers.
He's gotten a lot of action.
Sophomore out of New Pal.
Good pitch.
Right on the corner. Count evens.
Damien kind of slings that ball across his body, so that could make for a very tough, uncomfortable at-bat for a righty. Talked a lot about yesterday. Chris Adams really hit the ball well. Damian's got a different approach. He just kind of, it's not so much hiding it, but he slings it at you. So throwing across his body, you know, you're throwing from that first base side of the mound and kind of slinging it all the way across. That can be really tough for a righty.
So with him, is it more about arm slot and where the release point is?
Yes, it truly is. I mean, it always is, but it's hard for him because it just comes and just whips it across. So you got to try to pick that thing up as early as you can.
2-2. That pitch stayed up. Ayala fouls off a couple pitches. The count goes full. 2 outs, a run in here in the top of the first for the Lancers. Stogsdill will be in motion with 2 outs and the count full.
Ooh.
Hit hard into the corner again. Second ball hit down that way. Runner going with 2 outs.
That is a heck of a play by
Estep with the throw, and it's cut. Stogsdill barrel rolls across home plate for the second run in the inning. And
I tell you what,
2-run double for Ayala.
I thought Dawson Estep did a great job down there in the left field corner to cut that ball off and get it back in. I think if Eli Kelly's teammates would have communicated with him earlier, he would have had a shot at the plate. So good job in left field, but that ball is really smoked by Ayala to give himself another hit on the day.
2-out double by Ayala brings home Stogsdill. Third hit in the inning. And here's Grant Hartley. So second hit into the left field corner in the inning. Estep got that ball back in quickly.
He really did. He did a tremendous job in the corner there.
Hartley takes a pitch on the corner for a strike.
If you're a Marian Knight fan, this is not what you wanted to see. At the top of the first, you didn't want to see the Lancers score 2 more runs right away.
Well, Hartley,
good pitch.
Last year set the Grace single-season record with 13 home runs that Ryan Stark has since broken with games left to play.
Yeah, Stark told him, hold my Gatorade, sir.
Stark has 15 with games still on the schedule.
Check this out.
Swing and a miss. Hartley down on strikes, but Grace gets some damage done here in the top of the first. 2 runs on 3 hits. Knights will have their first time at bat on the other side of this break. You're watching Marian Knights Baseball, the ISC Sports Network.
Merchants Bank is one of the nation's top performing banks. Take our fixed rate CD, for example. At 4.5 APY, it's a great way to earn a higher interest rate than you do with a traditional savings account. Merchants Bank makes it simple. What you see is what you get. A great rate. No gimmicks, no minimums, no hidden fees. Merchants Bank, one of the nation's top performing banks. Hop on over.
Okay, take a look at the Marian Knights dugout as Grace plates 2 in the top of the first. There's the Knights batting order. Couple changes. Josh Lamb in right field hitting third. Lamb has had strong last 2 games. He has reached 6 times in the last 2 games. 2 for 4 in game 1 today. Max Steffen, the DH. All 3 catchers on Marian's roster in the lineup today. Lamb also catches, but he's in right field hitting third. Max Steffen, a catcher, DHs and hits 5th. And Jacob Dill behind the plate hits 9th. Take a look at the Marian lineup. Knights had 5 hits in game 1 today, which they lost 15-5. And on the mound today for Goshen in game number 2 is the senior left-hander, Steven Hernandez. There you get a look at Hernandez out of Valparaiso. Played his high school baseball at Washington Township, where he won a 1A state championship in 2021 as a senior. Won a Crossroads League Gold Glove in 2023.
Trying to think. I don't think Greg and I called that game. May have been on the Saturday because we normally do the Friday night games.
Yeah, I think that was a Saturday game.
Okay.
Yep. Hernandez 3-5 on the year, making his 11th appearance, 10th start, 9.60 his ERA, 45 innings, has 19 strikeouts against 24 walks. Cameron Salazar will lead it off.
See if he can have a second game like he did yesterday. Good pitch.
Salazar 0 for 4 earlier today. Had a huge game 2 yesterday. Fouls this one off the end of the bat. Had a huge day yesterday, period. Was 4 for 7 in 2 games yesterday with a homer, a double, a triple, 3 stolen bases. Drove in the winning run in the 2-1 Game 2 victory. Off the end of the bat, fouled back, same result.
A lot of his hits yesterday were toward the middle of the field. Home run, straightaway center. The triple was out in that area as well. Just really liked what he did in that game yesterday. Woo-hoo. He's got a better eye than I do.
And even in innings when the Knights did not score, it seems Salazar was always in the middle of the action.
That's correct.
Stirring things up. The Knights stranded 11 in that Game 2 2-1 win, and it always seemed Salazar was on the base paths trying to make something happen. Down and away, full count.
Worked it back to a full count. It's a good leadoff, man.
Wind starting to pick up, blowing out to left field.
Great at
Down
bat.
and away, and just like De Leon led off the first inning for the Lancers, the leadoff man for the Knights, Salazar, works the walk.
Just don't want to see that from Hernandez. Again, you get spotted 2 runs, you come out and walk the leadoff man. You just can't do that.
Usually elicits an eye roll from the dugout, I would
It
imagine.
does. It most certainly
Maybe
does.
some nervous pacing.
And at some point, Zach Bale's going to break out of this.
Bale takes a pitch in. Bale 2 for 10 on the series, 1 for 4 in Game 1 today. Leads the Knights in
A lot.
home
offensively.
runs, RBIs, average, doubles. Came into today's action hitting .344. Redshirt junior at Destin, Florida.
Ouch.
And that hit him in the hip. He was hit in the elbow, was Bale yesterday in Game 2, right in that elbow guard. That one, breaking ball in the hip. Won't hurt as much as the one in the elbow yesterday.
That's true.
That's a breaking ball right in the ham hock, as it were.
That's right. And this is not the start you wanted if you're Steven Hernandez.
Here's Josh Lamb in right field in Game 2, also catches and DHs. Lamb hitting .271 coming into today's play. Hernandez steps off.
So we talked about this yesterday, right?
Yes.
The disengagement. So you see Hernandez just kind of floated it back there so that doesn't get counted against him. I think that's the smart thing to do.
And the base umpire, you see him alertly looking at Hernandez's left foot to watch for him stepping off the rubber, and Hernandez did not. Lamb takes strike 1.
That is interesting to see. Well, I don't think that was really the play call. The shortstop was running the wheel play, but the third baseman, Mason Wire, was not having any of that. So I would think it'd be really early to be putting that play on in this game.
Infielders in on the grass at the corners, and Lamb way out in front of the breaking ball, behind 0-2. Two aboard for the Knights, nobody out. Marian trailing 2-0, bottom of the first. And Lamb shoots this one down the line, foul ball.
Just missed.
Oh boy, just missed.
Yes, he did.
And first baseman Ryan Stark was leaning the other way with Lamb going opposite field off the end of the bat. That one would have brought home at least 1. Bale would have likely been standing on third base, as there is a lot of foul territory here at Marian Knights Ballpark, especially in the corners. Hernandez throws back to second. It's like the old Coliseum in Oakland.
That's
A lot
exactly
of
what
room.
we talked about first
a lot
game.
of room down the lines in foul territory.
Yeah, Greg and I were trying to figure out what the A's not playing there anymore. What field, what major league field has the most foul territory?
Boy, that's
now?
a good question. Lifted into center field. De Leon a long run, but will settle underneath it. Salazar tagging. Will trot into third easily. Bale with
just a
the
bad
errant throw behind it. The play, Bale will tag up with the throw rolling into third base. Heads up base running by Bale to advance a base behind the throw.
So that's going to be an F8 and an E8 on the throw. Again, if you're De Leon, he's obviously got a nice strong arm, but you got to catch that ball and throw the ball back into second base. You want to keep Bale at first so you have the double play in order.
So here's E-step.
And Dawson's hitting from the right side. He's done that a couple times in this series. Really surprised to see the infield in the first inning.
With a 2-run lead.
Yes.
In the air to right.
That should be deep enough to get you 1 run.
Joyce underneath it. Throws back to second base to keep Bale there, and Salazar will come home without a throw. On the sacrifice fly from E-step.
It's good baseball right there by Dawson E-step. Take what they give you. Get a pitch up. You can get in the air. Get it deep enough to get yourself a sac fly RBI.
So here's Max Steffen. I've not commented much on walk-up songs, but I do love the fact that a guy from Hamilton, Ohio comes to the plate to a song, Louisiana Saturday Night. That brings me great joy. Steffen hitting .319 on the year. One of 3 guys on the roster hitting over 300. Run in on the sacrifice fly, and 2 outs. Bale stands down at second.
Good pitch.
Right on the corner. 1-2, the count. Right back to the mound off the glove of Hernandez, and it will roll into no man's land for allowing Steffen to reach. And that a similar play to what we saw in the top of the first, in that the second baseman McIntosh was shifted over toward the bag.
It's still going to be a hit, I think, but it's just one of those things where once that ball gets past the pitcher, you're not going to have a play on it.
Infield hit allows Steffen to reach, and Bale goes to third. That's the first hit of the game for the Knights, as the first 2 runners had reached via walk and hit by pitch. So here's Corona, runners at the corners. 2-out base hit for Corona would tie the game. First pitch swinging Corona into left field, retreating Ayala, and one hands it for the final out of the inning. The Knights get a run on a hit, strand 2. 2-1 the score after 1. Grace on top. Second inning coming up next after this pause on the ISC Sports Network.
When you have back or neck pain, you'll try anything for relief. Anything.
Whoa! Honey?
Honey, it was mustard seed.
For real options, get your back in front of the spine experts at Ortho Indy. Ortho Indy Spine. This is your way back.
Well, when it rains, it pours, so trust the pros at AAA Roofing. That's who we call. Special thanks to AAA Roofing for their support of Marian Athletics. Make sure your roof is under control with the pending monsoon that is coming in later on tonight and into tomorrow. Alongside Chris Walker, Rob Brown with you here on the west side of Indianapolis. So we head into Easter weekend. I hope everybody has a great weekend. Plans in order. I will consume my weight in jelly beans on Sunday. That's among my plans for the weekend.
I'm going to eat a whole lot of something. I just don't know what it is yet.
7, 8, 9 due up for the Lancers here in the second inning. Each team getting runs across the board in inning number 1. Brady McIntosh heads to the dish. Braden McIntosh, excuse me. Out of Roseville, California, the senior. Did not play yesterday. But getting 2 straight starts at second base today.
It's a very good location on that fastball by Damian Wallace, right under the right-hander's hands. It's hard to do anything with that other than beat it into the ground like he just did. Another good pitch.
Right on the inner half. And Wallace ahead in the count, 0-2. That pitch up.
Try to go with the high fastball there.
Foul back and lifted out and out of play over the Grace dugout.
We had a nice busted windshield in the first game. So someone's going to be very unhappy when they go back to the
Park
vehicle.
at your own risk.
That's right.
Wallace tried to get McIntosh to chase away, and McIntosh not fooled. 2-2 the count.
Oh, that's dirty.
Ooh.
That had a lot of break. I almost had too much break. Broke right out of the zone.
McIntosh able to hold up, just barely.
I know he's going to go with the fastball here, but I'm telling you, if he threw that pitch again, there's no way he could lay off of it.
Three-two pitch coming. And again, fouled back.
Got the fastball there. I know you don't want to walk him, but I'm telling you, if he throws that breaking ball, there is no way McIntosh can lay off that thing. Start it right at him. Let it come over. Let it break over the plate.
And there it is.
Or throw the fastball right by him.
Second strikeout for Wallace. Second straight strikeout as Wallace struck out Hartley to end the first. Here's John Joyce.
He's finding his groove right now.
Joyce 0 for 2 in the first game today. 2 for 9 on the series. Left-handed hitting right fielder. South side of Indy, played at Perry Meridian. Great underrated baseball program on the south side of Indianapolis. Has produced some good players over the years. They have arguably the best pitcher, high school pitcher in Indianapolis. Perry Meridian High School this year. A kid named Austin McNabb who's going to Dayton next year. Had a chance to see him the other day.
What'd
Tall,
you think?
lanky kid. He's built a lot like Wallace. Kind of tall and lanky, long kid. Has kind of a whippy type motion.
Going to be a Dayton Flyer.
Yes.
Got a nice field over there. Nice little stadium.
Joyce takes that pitch at the belt right at the top of the zone, called a strike, and the count evens 2-2. My buddy Tony Vittorio, longtime coach at Dayton, helped get that ballpark built, raised the funds to get that ballpark put up.
Oh, that's nasty.
Oh,
great pitch.
That pitch dropped in for strike 3. So Wallace has struck out 3 straight. Let's take another look at that one.
Just a breaking ball. Man, it's got a lot of dip to it.
That ball got 3/4 of the way there, and you could tell by the look on Joyce's face he knew it.
Like, oh, no.
Here's the number 9 hitter, Mason Wire. Wire out of Howe, Indiana, up in northern Indiana. Played at Westview High School. Fellow region guy Mitch Huppert does not approve. Pitch away a ball, 2-0.
I got some customers up in that area, the Westville Correctional Center. Do some business with, so. Good pitch.
Right on the corner for a strike, 2-1. That ball is hit high and deep back into left field, and it is gone. Mason Wire going deep for the first time this year. And Wire has made this a 3-1 game in favor of the Lancers.
That's a really good piece of hitting. Mason just gets a fastball, it stays in, and he gets his hips cleared, gets the hands through, and he does what you're supposed to do with an inside fastball. Really good approach at the plate. Gets himself a home run.
That ball did not clear the fence by much.
It did not.
But it cleared it by enough, and it's a 3-1 ball game. Back to the top of the order in De Leon. So that's the 4th home run hit today after 3 home runs in game 1. 4th home run that the Lancers have hit today. It's a 3-1 ball game. First home run of the season for the freshman Mason Wire. Hit hard, two-hopper to shortstop.
Good hands.
Kelly stayed back on it. Throw to first for the out. So the Lancers get a run on the home run from Mason Wire. We head to the bottom of the second. 3-1 our score. Back with more in a moment. You're watching Marian Knights Baseball on the ISC Sports Network.
There's something that may surprise you about Marian University. It's not our Catholic faith or our Franciscan values. It's not our 5,000 students or our diversity. It's not Marian's championship athletics or our Indianapolis location. It's that Marian is home to Indiana's only college of osteopathic medicine. Marian, Indy's Catholic University.
Well, grab a Pepsi and some friends and get in the game. Pepsi, proud partner of the Marian University Knights. Alongside Chris Walker, Rob Brown with you this afternoon. Into the early evening we go. Marian trailing Grace 3-1 as we head to the bottom of the second. Grace getting 2 in the top of the first and a solo home run in the top of the second. Knights with a run in the bottom of the first, trying to get back closer here in the bottom of the second. 7, 8, 9 due up for the Knights in this bottom of the second. Boy, and Chris, just when you thought that Damian Wallace was locked in, he had struck out 3 straight batters. Mason Wire, as you said, got the hips turned and the hands extended and lifted it out to left field.
And nothing wrong with that. I mean, that happens. If you're Wallace, you just got to keep your focus and keep throwing. You're throwing a ball really well. That happens. This is a good hitter. It was a good approach. He got a pitch. He didn't miss it. He did what he was supposed to do with it.
Here's Elijah Kelly. Sophomore shortstop, standing in, hitting .208 heading into today. Hits this one hard down the left field line, but Hook's fouling out of play.
So Eli's really been in between. We talked a little bit about it off air. If I could talk with him, my approach or my conversation would be, you know, you've been struggling a lot with the breaking balls. Really sit on the breaking balls, and if they throw you the fastball, just shoot it in the right field. Okay? See, even that swing there on that fastball from a lefty's tailing away from him, and that was a big pull swing. He got really big. So now you just put yourself in a hole. You make it tougher on yourself. So now you got to battle from here. But again, I would look for a breaking ball, and if he throws me the fastball and it beats me, just fist it over the right field for a little single.
Pitch away.
Because it only takes one hit to get you out of the funk, right? He needs to see something positive happen at one of his at-bats. It's a good job.
Got a piece of that one
It's a good job.
to foul it back.
They're still pulling off a little bit. Keep your nose over the ball. Keep your body, your chest over the plate. And like I said, think about driving a line drive, hit one as hard as you can right at the second baseman's head. You have to be thinking that way. Kind of always tell my right-handed hitters, think to drive that ball right at the second baseman's head. Your natural athletic reactions will allow you to pull a ball in. You don't want to think pull. If you think pull, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. It's better.
Fouled off 3 pitches in this at bat, has Kelly.
Yeah, I tell you, his last 2 at-bats in the first game were a lot better. I really like what he was doing there. Looked to be more dialed in. He's doing the same thing here. So he's getting closer. He's definitely getting there.
And he's got the speed that if he hits something on the ground, he
Yes,
can leg it
give
out.
himself a chance. Yeah, just got to put it in play. Give yourself a chance. Good.
Lifts this one back and foul.
That just missed a car, and I mean just missed a car.
So the 8th pitch of the at-bat upcoming. If anything else, he's put himself in a position to see a lot of pitches.
It's a quality at-bat. It truly is.
And put Hernandez in a position where he's making Hernandez try and outthink him.
That's right. And like I said, he's having good at-bats. Eventually, he's going to be rewarded for these at-bats. That's a great job, Eli.
Hit
Get down,
hard
ball.
into the left field corner and a running catch by Ayala.
Okay. So that's when this game really stinks, right? Here's a kid that's been struggling the last couple of days. He does everything right there, smokes a ball left field after battling, and he does not have anything to show for it. But like I said, his last 3 at-bats have all been really good. I like what he's doing at the plate.
Nice running catch by Ayala heading toward the line and left. Here's Penarski.
And we talked about Ayala earlier in the game. I mean, I've been really impressed. Obviously, he's hit the ball well, but he's played really good defense, too.
Nathan Penarski coming into today's play, hitting .259.
Tell you what, Rob, I don't know. Are we going to get out of here before it rains? What's the radar looking like?
We'll have Mitch Hubbard, who's AMS certified, take a look. 2-0 the count to Penarski. Penarski ahead in the count 3-0.
Tell you what, Hernandez with that body language, that's doing himself any favors with the home plate umpire.
Penarski swinging on 3-0 and lines it into the corner, and it one-hops the fence. Penarski with speed, and will check in to third with a one-out double.
I'm a huge fan of that call by Coach Miller. You're going to turn a guy loose on 3-0, that's what you better do with that 3-0 swing. Smoke that ball. And that's your 8-hitter in the lineup. I mean, that's a gutsy call, and you're down in the game. I like that.
Well, he dropped the sledgehammer at second base once he got there. Trying to make something happen, down 2 runs here in the second. Penarski with a double. First extra base hit of the day, as the Knights had 5 hits in game 1, all singles. Throw back to second. Penarski leads the team in stolen bases, so certainly he'll draw some attention.
You know, though, I just don't really think there's any need for that. This is not the time to steal third, in my opinion. I mean, you're already in scoring position. You're down a couple runs. Now we can kind of go station to station from here.
Jacob Dill fouls off the breaking pitch, hitting .246 on the year as Dill. Dill did not play in game 1, was 1 for 2 yesterday, got the start in game 2.
It's a good lead. It's a good lead there by Dill. Hernandez trying to backdoor breaking ball and didn't get back to the plate.
Hit high in the air to straightaway right field. Joyce took a look at it. Now throws toward third base, cut by the shortstop, Cody. Penarski easily into short, or into third rather.
Good base running there by Penarski, knowing the strength of the right fielder's arm. He gets back to the base, tags up. Now, on a pass ball, he's able to score here.
So here's Salazar with Penarski at 3rd and 2 away. Salazar bloops this one in between left and center, and it splits the outfielders and rolls to the fence. Salazar in standing with a 2-out double, and it's 3-2.
Not the best angle out there by De Leon, but Cam Salazar, man, uses the entire field. And when he uses the big part of the field, which is the left center field gap to the right center field gap, he gets a lot of hits, and we see it again there. Gets himself a double here, a 2-out double at that, and he makes this a 1-run game.
Salazar's 8th double of the season. The Knights get a run back here in the bottom of the 2nd, trailing 3-2. Here's Bale.
Bale is due for a big swing here.
Zach Bale hit by a pitch, was hit just below the left hip in his first time up. Got a piece of that one. Foul it off the instep. Second baseman McIntosh sneaking in behind Salazar. Hernandez takes a look, come to the plate.
Good take.
Missed the outside corner.
Great take right there. Expect a fastball in the outside corner. See what you can do with it.
Hernandez throws to second. Salazar back easily.
It's been given a lot of attention to Salazar. With 2 outs, if he wants to steal that, so be it.
Hernandez misses away again. Lancers are very cautious about giving Bale anything on the inner half.
That's correct. They have stayed away from that.
That one was down and in, and Bale golfed it foul down the right side. Two outs in the inning and a run in. Knights trailing 3-2.
I think if you're Bale, Hernandez is probably thinking trying to backdoor breaking ball you here. Like you said, they haven't shown anything in. I'm guessing a breaking ball here. Try to catch the back door. Uh-oh, that's a disengagement. Don't know why you would waste it on that. I just don't get it. Look at the umpire's pants and Salazar's jersey. That wind's blowing. That was a backdoor breaking ball. He missed. So, full count. I still don't think he's going to give in and give him a fastball here.
3-2, 2 outs.
And he did.
Swing and a miss.
Threw it by him.
First strikeout of the game for Hernandez, and it comes at an opportune time for the Lancers. Knights get a run, but the Lancers hang on to the lead. 3-2 our score after 2. Head to third. It's next after the ISC Sports.
Hey, grab me one too.
Well, the wind has certainly picked up here on the west side of Indianapolis as we move into the 6 o'clock hour and beyond. BSN Sports is the preferred provider of apparel for Marian Knights Athletics, so thank you to our friends at BSN. Inning number 3 about to unfold, and each team has scored in each half of the first 2 innings. Get a look at Damian Wallace. Grace getting 2 in the top of the first and 1 in the top of the second. Knights with a single run in innings 1 and 2. Wallace and his catcher, Jacob Dill, both products of Cardinal Ritter High School, just down the road from here. Literally just down the road from here. I think my partner, Chris, could go driver 3-wood 6-iron, I think, could get you there.
Well, not with my golf game. You've obviously never seen me golf, sir. I guess it'll be in the exact opposite direction.
2-3-4 due up for the Lancers here in the top of the third. Cody, Stark, Cosme, I should say, due up. Cody popped out to the second baseman, Salazar, in his first trip to the plate. Takes a pitch low, a ball.
Ooh,
And on the hands.
that is a heck of a pitch right there.
It's the 7th start of the year for Wallace, who comes in 1 and 2. And in the dirt. 2-1 the count. Wallace in his career at Marian 8 and 10.
Ouch. Ow.
That ball one hop the plate,
Yes.
skipped up and rattled the cage of the home plate umpire.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Dill got no piece of that ball. That's
Look,
right
it
off
got-
the umpire.
It looked like it got the umpire in the shoulder.
Yes.
Ball hit to first. Bale will take it himself. To the bag for out number 1.
The first baseman, number 4, Ryan Stark.
Here's Ryan Stark, who was hot in game 1 and has continued that in game 2. Tripled and scored his first time up in game number 2 after going 3 for 3 with 2 home runs earlier today in game 1. First pitch swinging
Is that going to stay in?
and
Nope.
fouled back over our heads. Stark out of Portland, Texas.
Every time you say that, then you're going to say Portland, Oregon.
Been to Portland, Oregon. I've not been to Portland, Texas.
Same here.
That ball is hit high in foul territory, left side, and Corona on to make the play.
Good job by Hector. getting in there and making that catch.
Out number 2. Here's Cosme. Josh Cosme with an infield single scored Stark for the game's first run. Hit it off the end of the bat to the right side where Salazar was not, as the Knights have 3 on the left side of the infield with the shift. Salazar, the second baseman, is to the left of second base. And Cosme hit it to where Salazar, the second baseman, would traditionally be stationed. Where in a big league game he would be stationed by rule these days.
At least he wouldn't be as far shifted over as he is now.
Ball fouled back over the press box and out of play. Might have gone back to the neighborhood. But in college baseball, you can still put 3 players on one side of the infield. In the big leagues, you cannot anymore. Pitch outside, a ball, 3-1.
And I personally am a big fan of that.
Likewise. I don't mind it at all.
Ouch.
And that hits Cosme on the upper arm where his guard is positioned. First batter hit by Wallace. 2 outs. Cosme will head down to first base and be replaced by Stogsdill, the courtesy runner.
I'll tell you what, man, we have a lot of tough guys in the game of baseball now with all the armor you can wear. No one's afraid to just stand in there and take one off the elbow anymore.
Where was that progression when you were playing?
The progression was we didn't have gear, and I got out of the way of baseball, so those things hurt. I'm telling you.
You were in the dodgeball era.
That's correct.
Okay. That's what I thought the answer was. I mean, I know how old you are, so I know what era you played in. So
we literally at Purdue, we used to do a drill where our coach would, in batting practice, we'd stand in there and we have to practice getting hit by the ball. I'm like, Coach, I don't need to practice this because I'm getting out of the way of it. It's coming at me.
Ayala doubled in a run his first time up to account for the second of the 2 runs the Lancers plated in the first inning. That pitch will one-hop the plate, and the wild pitch will allow Stogsdill to head down to second. First wild pitch of the game for Wallace.
If you're Wallace now, you got to bear down, find a way to get out of this inning with no further damage.
Because your offense has proven that you can get base runners against Hernandez.
Absolutely.
Knights have had at least 2 base runners in each of the first 2 innings.
Uh-oh.
Hit high and long to left field, and that one will leave the park. Ayala has his second home run of the day, his first one in this game. And it's a 5-2 ball game in favor of the Lancers. That ball was hit a ton to left field.
You know what? I'm getting to the point now where I'm going to blame this on PA announcer Mark because until he showed up, I mean, we had a chance, right? I mean, that ball was smoked. I'll tell you what,
that one. He looked at that one a long time.
Yeah, he may have to wear one the next time up. You can't be doing all that.
That ball was, whereas Wire's home run barely cleared the fence, that one was a no-doubter.
Tell you what, in Savannah Banana baseball, that may be an out.
Ball was caught by a fan behind the fence.
It was.
Well, there was an appeal over to third base. And now
Coach Miller's going to come out and have a conversation of some sort.
Todd Miller coming out of the dugout to have a conversation with the home plate umpire. So Ayala with a double and a home run and 3 RBIs thus far in this ball game, and 5-2 our score. Here's Grant Hartley. 2 outs in the inning.
Good pitch there.
All 5 Grace runs have come with 2 outs.
2 outs. Oh, man.
That's a stomach punch right there.
It truly is.
Swing and a miss.
But I will say it again. Still a lot of game left. I mean, if just got to keep it within striking distance.
And all 5 runs have come with 2 outs and the bases empty.
Yes. Well, everything starts with a free pass, right? You have the HBP, guy gets on base, and then you face a guy that's scorching hot right now, and he makes you pay.
In the first inning, you had a 2-out triple that started the rally, and then you had a 2-out home run in the second inning from the 9-hitter Wire. 5-2 the score.
Good pitch.
Hartley takes strike 3 on the corner, and that'll end the inning, but the Lancers get 2 runs on the 2-run home run by Ayala. And we got a 5-2 score as we head to the bottom of the third. We'll head back to the plate after this. The IFC Sports Network.
Merchants Bank is one of the nation's top performing banks. Take our fixed rate CD, for example. At 4.5 APY, it's a great way to earn a higher interest rate than you do with a traditional savings account. Merchants Bank makes it simple. What you see is what you get. A great rate. No gimmicks, no minimums, no hidden fees. Merchants Bank, one of the nation's top performing banks. Hop on over.
Well, First Onsite, formerly Moore Restoration, is here to help power you through whatever comes your way. From fire and flood to catastrophic storms or biohazards, they have the team, technology, and resources to help you restore, rebuild, and rise. Go Knights! Alongside Chris Walker, Rob Brown with you this afternoon/evening. Back here at Marian Knights Ballpark. Knights trailing 5-2 as we move to the bottom of the third, the 7-inning game in Game 2. Knights will have 3-4-5 due up this Easter weekend.
Good spot in your order. You just got to plug away here. Try to get a guy on, get him over, get him in. Don't need to get all 3 back right now. Just chip away at this lead.
Josh Lamb walking up to Fergie there. High in the air in the infield. Stark will make the catch on the grass, coming over from his first base spot. Out number 1. Dawson Estep. Sacrifice fly RBI for Estep his first time up. Okay, you dropped a professional wrestling reference yesterday. Dawson Estep coming to the plate with the NWO Wolfpack entrance theme. That's a WCW late 90s deep cut right there.
So I don't know if you heard. So, I talked to Dawson before the first game today. He told me one of his aspirations post-baseball is to be a WWE wrestler.
Well, he made a coming down from the top rope reference during the
I know.
Senior Day festivities in between games. So we might see the young man in the squared circle here.
Yeah.
Well, the fact that he just came to the plate with the WCW Wolfpack Red and Black NWO, that's tremendous.
Oh, it's not a bad pitch.
Estep works the 1-out walk. Here's Max Steffen. The Knights trying to get a rally here to chip into the 3-run deficit. Stephen swings over the top of the breaking ball. Again, we mentioned it a few moments ago. The Knights have shown the ability to put runners aboard against Hernandez. So a 3-run deficit is not insurmountable, given what Hernandez has shown from being a little erratic from a control standpoint. And
get guys on, get some traffic on the bases, and
you just got to be patient.
That's right. Don't try to force the game.
Work deep counts.
That's right.
Now Estep is hung up between first and second and is picked off 1-3-6. That's what you did not want to have happen.
Tell you what, man, that obviously you're correct. You don't want that to happen, but that is as close to a balk on a left-handed pickoff move as you can. So much so that Hernandez almost fell off the mound when he did that move. I mean, he didn't even land comfortably because I think he overdid that 45-degree angle you're supposed to get.
So now the base is empty and 2 away. Stephen just got a piece of that one.
So as a coach, what you have to tell your guys, your Coach Miller, all right, they got us one time. We can't happen again, right? We know he's got a really good pickoff move. Again, they got us once. We just cannot let that happen again.
Rolled on the ground to first. Stark will take it himself. And the Knights go 1-2-3. We're through 3. And Grace leads this one 5-2. 4th inning around the corner after this on the ISC Sports Network.
When you have back or neck pain, you'll try anything for relief. Anything.
Honey?
Honey, it was mustard seed.
For real options, get your back in front of the spine experts at Ortho Indy. Ortho Indy Spine. This is your way back.
And get a look at the Knights bullpen. There'll be some stirring down there here before this game is done. We'll get all the up-to-the-minute information on Knights athletics at MUKnights.com and follow the Knights on Twitter at MUKnights. That's at MUKnights. And joining the M Club is the absolute best way to support the student athletes at Marian University. For more information, visit marian.edu/mclub. Now, Damian Wallace on for his 4th inning of work as the Knights trailing 5-2. Chris Wallace at 66 pitches, 36 strikes. Pretty manageable numbers through 3 innings.
He has not been bad.
And it's just what's occurred after the second out that has done him in.
Yep.
All 5 Grace runs have come with 2 outs in the inning. Grace has scored in all 3 innings, 2 in the first, 1 in the second, and 2 in the third. Here's Braden McIntosh, the number 7 hitter, to lead off the 4th.
Nice start.
It's the outside corner for strike 1. And Wallace quickly ahead in the count 0-2 with the pitch at the belt. Lifted into the gap in right center, and it will hop in front of the right fielder. Throw rolls into second base, and McIntosh slides in with the double.
So that's just a situation there where Wallace jumps ahead early in the count, 0-2 count, and then his put-away pitch is just too good of a pitch, right? You gotta, you want to make it a competitive pitch, but make the hitter chase something just off the plate. Can't be something right down the middle of the plate.
That's the 5th extra base hit for the Lancers. And here's John Joyce. Joyce struck out looking his first time up. Wallace stepped off. That's the only one of those he gets for this at bat.
Yes, it is.
Joyce shows bunt and pops it up. And it lands foul in between the foul line and the Marian dugout. Pitch missed away, 1-1. Swing and a miss. Joyce out in front of that one. And it's 1-2. You wouldn't know it by the score, but Wallace has been in front of a lot of hitters today.
He really has.
Wallace takes a look at second. Joyce shoots this one off the end of the bat down near the Marian bullpen. Some stirring down in the left field corner. Pitcher's starting to get loose down there. Seth Risley getting loose for the Knights. Pitch in the dirt, blocked nicely by Dill.
Rob, I can't tell. Is it raining out there at all?
I don't believe so.
I don't think so.
2-2 the count to Joyce. Wind has really picked up.
Oh.
Joyce golfs this one to right field down the line, and it's foul.
Wow.
That was hit a long way, but foul. Rolls up against the building. Cato Wagner Hall in right field.
Man.
But it was foul. Joyce got all of that one and then some. Got it up into the wind, but it hooked foul, thankfully, for the Knights. It's a loud strike.
Yes, it is.
Back to the box. 2-2 count. Try it again. Nobody out. McIntosh at second. In on the hands, and Joyce holds up. Appeal down. No strike.
Good call by the umpire there.
Full count pitch coming. And Joyce holds up, works the walk.
Now things get a little tense. And I know Mason Wire hit a home run his last at bat, but this is the perfect time for him to lay down a bunt to get 2 runners in scoring position for the top of his order.
Well, Wire has 28 strikeouts on the season.
And he was squared around there to bunt. It's just, I mean, you know what he did last time, but it's just the easiest baseball call of all time to have him bunt here. If you can execute it, get the guys in scoring position for the top of your order, that's really been swinging it pretty well.
Bale coming in quickly from first base. In on the grass before the pitch.
It's one disengagement.
Wallace steps off.
Ow.
Wire squares.
Oh, goodness.
And the pitch goes
Well,
back to the screen, allowing the runners to advance.
Yeah, Wallace just made his job a lot easier. Now you don't have to give up the out on the bunt.
Wild pitch.
And here's the other thing. I wonder, after this mound visit, if you're Marian, do you bring your infield in this position, in this situation?
And the pitching coach comes out to talk with Wallace.
What I did forget, this is a 7-inning game, so it's getting early late, right? So, I mean, I should say it's getting late early.
Yeah,
so
both.
you gotta be trying to cut down runs at this point. You just can't allow too many more runs to score if you're the Marian Knights.
Top of the fourth, and as my partner pointed out, it is indeed a 7-inning game as the back end of this doubleheader.
It is amazing to me, as many 7-inning games as I've played in my life and as many 9-inning games as I've played. Whoever invented this game knew what they were doing, because there is a lot that happens in the game of baseball from the 7th inning to the 9th inning, right? There is a significant difference between a 7-inning game and a 9-inning game.
So the Knights bring the infield in. Wire swinging and hits it foul down the left field corner into the Marian bullpen.
I like that approach. That's a 2-0 swing there. He's going to make sure he doesn't get cheated here. He's going to make sure he's not late on a fastball. He just hooked it foul. Good
Side
pitch.
corner taking a strike. Count evens.
And that's a really good take by Wire, because if he swings at that ball, he hits a ground ball right to third base or to shortstop. Wow.
Curveball drops in for strike 3. Well, that was a strikeout that Wallace badly needed.
Yes, he
Strikeout
did.
number 5.
It's a really good pitch sequence by him. But they're still not out of the woods yet. They got some really good hitters coming up now.
Back to the top of the order in De Leon. Maximo De Leon, 0 for 1. Walked in the first, was caught stealing in the first. Takes strike 1. De Leon hitting .312 coming into today, was 3 for 5 in game number 1. 2 for 5, rather. Infield still in, 1 out, 2 on. Chop over the
his head.
bag at
That's a fair
third,
ball.
drops just inside the foul line. 1 run scores. Here comes Joyce. Throw is cut at third. De Leon's got a double. 2 runs are in. And Grace leads at 7-2.
Hate to say it, it's the right move to have your infield in, but having the infield in there costs you, because that ball bounces right over your third baseman's head. If you're in normal depth, you can field that ball.
And it dropped just inside the third base line by about 2 feet.
Yes, it did.
De Leon chopped it right over the head of the third baseman, Corona. 1 out, 2 on. Here's Cody. Chop back to the pitcher. Wallace knocks it down, throws to first. Safe. Bang, bang play. And Cody beats it out.
It's good hustle there by Cody. Couldn't really see from my angle if he was safe or out. And I think it's a good call. I mean, it's a close play.
Todd Miller came out to discuss. Bunt single is ruled.
Wonder, was Coach Miller appealing to the first base umpire on that? Oh, no, that's intentional walk here to Stark.
So the first intentional walk this season by the Knights.
That is the ultimate sign of respect as a hitter. Yeah, you're ticked off, you don't get a chance to hit, but you're kind of running down the baseline with your chest poked out a little bit, knowing that they were scared to face you.
So the bases are loaded and 1 out. Here's Cosme with 2 runs in. Bases loaded and 1 out. Pitch taken, a strike. Activity has ceased in the Knights bullpen. You would presume that Risley is ready to go as Cosme fouls it back down in the count 0-2.
A little surprised he's not in right now. Oh,
Lifted in the infield.
Infield fly rule.
Kelly drifts over from shortstop, catches it at the back of the grass for out number 2.
We talked about this yesterday, Robin. Maybe it's worth trying to drop the ball there. Just see if the runners will get off the base.
Here's Ayala, who's got an RBI double in the first and a 2-run home run in the third. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 2 runs are in. Pitch taken on the outside corner for a strike.
Jose Ayala is seeing a beach ball at the plate right now. I mean, he is as dangerous as Stark is at this moment.
Pitch high, ball. Swing and a miss. Ayala out in front of that one.
Didn't know if he's going to get out of the way or swing at that one.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Wallace ahead in the count, 1-2. Trying to limit the damage to 2 runs. Good block by Dill.
Great block by Dill.
Two count. 2 outs in the inning. Pitch away.
No place to put him.
Now the count's full, and Wallace has to come to the strike zone here.
Tell you what, a ball in the gap will score 3.
Missed away, ball 4, and that'll bring a run in. Ayala has his 4th RBI of the day after driving in 5 in game 1. My, oh my. De Leon comes home with the run, and it's 8-2.
And I am surprised they're not a mound visit and a change right now.
Hartley is the 9th Lancer to bat in the inning. Pitch in the dirt, ball 1. Pitch outside, a ball, 2-0.
Man, if you're Hartley, you really have to be disciplined here and put a ball in one zone. And if it's in your zone, you need to tattoo it.
Hit hard. Bale's got it at first.
Yep.
Take it to the bag for the out, and that'll do it. For the top of the first, or 4th rather, but the Lancers send 9 to the plate. Push 3 across. And after 3.5, Grace on top, 8-2. Back with more in a moment on the ISC Sports Network.
There's something that may surprise you about Marian University. It's not our Catholic faith or our Franciscan values. It's not our 5,000 students or our diversity. It's not Marian's championship athletics or our Indianapolis location. It's that Marian is home to Indiana's only college of osteopathic medicine. Marian, Indy's Catholic University.
Now Steven Hernandez back to work with a 6-run lead after his offense scores 3 runs on 3 hits.
So Coach Miller just had a little meeting with his team over there trying to get some fire. He wants to see him fight, obviously. Want to see him fight to get back in this.
Knights trailing 8-2 after 3.5. Rob Brown alongside Chris Walker. Glad you're with us on this Friday evening. Standout crew working with us today, headed by our director, Vince Morellis, Kyle Donlin, David Kahn, Carlos Alarcon, Dalton Cox, Eldon Wheeler, Greg Sharton, all working with us today throughout the duration. Games 1 and 2. While yours truly parachuted in for game 2, they have done yeoman's work all day, including my partner, Chris Walker. Corona, Kelly, and Penarski due to hit for the Knights. 6, 7, 8. Corona takes strike 1.
Get me over breaking ball for strike 1.
Hernandez, 51 pitches through 3 innings, 31 strikes. Knights have scored a run in the first, a run in the second. Hernandez faced the minimum 3 in the third. Meanwhile, Grace has scored in every inning. 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, and 3 in the fourth. Slow roller to wire at third. Corona down the line. Stark went high to get the throw and came down with the tag.
Great play.
To retire Corona.
Good play by Wire, hanging with that ball. It took a kind of funny hop at the end there for him, but he had to throw it on the run. But Ryan Stark over at first base showing some really good athleticism, being able to jump up, catch the ball, and place the tag on Corona before he can get to the base.
By the way, you asked me earlier, we talked about Stark's hometown of Portland, Texas. It's across the bay from Corpus Christi. That's where Portland, Texas is.
Okay.
We looked that up earlier. There's Elijah Kelly. Had a 9-pitch at bat in which he fouled off 4 pitches. Fouls one off here that ended in a fly out to the left field corner.
Good take.
In the dirt. One count.
Good take.
Kelly watched that one miss away.
Now you got to be geared up for the fastball here. Telling you, base it in the right field cures a whole lot of ailments in baseball. Threw him the breaking ball.
2-2, the count evens. Kelly taking all the way. Foul down the right side. I don't know if Kelly's going to get a hit today, but he certainly has gone deep into counts.
Yes, he
today.
has.
And fished one out of the zone there for strike 3.
That one just stayed outside. It never came back to the plate.
Second strikeout of the game for Hernandez. 2 away. Here's Penarski. Penarski doubled and scored in the second. Looks that one into the catcher's glove for strike 1.
Penarski smoked a double his last at bat on a 3-0 pitch. Got the 3-0 green light and just tattooed a baseball.
Benarski, the sophomore out of Goshen High School. Hits that one hard into the gap. De Leon runs it down. Ball hung up for De Leon. And De Leon able to run underneath it for the third out. Knights go in order in the fourth. We head to the fifth. 8-2 Goshen on top on the ISC Sports Network.
Hey, grab me one too.
There's a family enjoying a nice evening at the ballpark. Knights trailing 8-2. Tonight's game brought to us by Indiana Members Credit Union. Proud to support Marian University, now offering a Marian University Knights debit card. The card is included when you open a free IMCU checking account. Get your Marian University Knights debit card today and show your support. Visit any IMCU branch or sign up online now at imcu.com. The new Knights pitcher is the senior right-hander Seth Risley. Risley making his 9th appearance. All but one of those have come in relief. Risley 1-0 in the season with a 10.13 ERA. 8 innings has allowed, or has struck out 9 rather, and walked 14. Last outing was a week ago in Game 1 of the doubleheader at Bethel. In relief, 6'3", 200-pounder out of St. Leon, Indiana, and East Central High School.
Well, Seth's job is pretty easy here. Keep the game right where it is, sir.
For the Lancers, number 26, Braden McIntosh.
As I should say, the marching orders are pretty easy. The execution, not so much.
Give you the starter, Damian Wallace's final numbers here in a minute as Braden McIntosh takes strike one. Wallace, the starter for the Knights, went 4 innings, gave up 8 runs, all earned, 8 hits. Pitch inside, ball 2, or ball 1 rather. 8 hits, struck out 5, walked 4. Hit a batter, had 2 wild pitches. That's the final line on Wallace through 101 pitches, 55 strikes. So Seth Risley, the senior right-hander, on for the Knights in relief here in the top of the 5th.
Good pitch.
Pitch on the outside corner, and the count goes full. McIntosh is 1 for 2. Doubled and scored in that 3-run 4th as the Lancers batted around, sent all 9 men to the plate. That's a walk to lead off the 5th.
Don't want to see that.
Coming to the plate for Grace, number 27, John Joyce.
Here's John Joyce. Joyce 0 for 1. Walked and scored in the 4th, struck out looking in the 2nd. Takes a strike at the knees. Ball outside. Risley working Joyce away.
Yes, he is.
Ball Ball came in on Joyce, and Joyce fouls it back to the screen.
It's a good swing there by Joyce.
2-2 the count. McIntosh aboard with the. Wow, just missed the corner. Marian dugout wanted that pitch.
Just missed it.
Count goes full.
Sounds like there's some Marian fans that wanted that pitch
And
as well.
Risley throws it over the head of the first baseman, Bale. McIntosh can take 2 bases on that throw. And he does.
Yikes.
So Risley tried to pick McIntosh off, and his throw airmailed Bale at first.
The wheels are falling off a little bit there.
Well, when your first baseman is 6'7", that's a high throw.
No kidding.
Pitch low a ball, and Joyce works the walk.
Number 19, the third baseman, Mason Wire.
So Risley's throwing error is the first error of the game for either team. Runners at the corners and nobody out. Here's Mason Wire. Solo home run in the second for Wire. Struck out looking in the fourth.
I should think we have the error earlier with De Leon, the throw in center. Remember that? Oh, that's a great bunt.
Bunt down the first base line by Wire. And that'll allow the runner to score. That's a good point, yes.
I didn't see, Rob, if the runner broke from third base. I didn't see if that was a safety squeeze or a suicide squeeze. Either way, that's going to go down as a sack bunt and squeeze there for him. That's a great job.
The center fielder, number 11, Maximo De Leon.
Yeah, it looks like it was a safety squeeze.
It's a really good job.
McIntosh did not break until Wire had put the bat on the ball. Joyce advances to second. Wire gets his second RBI of the game. It's 9-2. Here's De Leon.
That is good baseball there. And I like the coaching job there by Grace to, not settling for 8 for 8 runs. I mean, doing everything they can to get extra insurance. It's just a really good call there. At the bottom of your order, make sure you get something productive there, and they got it done.
De Leon 1 for 2, had a 2-run double in the fourth. Blocked in the dirt by Dill. Grace has scored in every inning. 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, 3 in the fourth, and 1 here thus far in the fifth.
Oh, that's a swing.
Defensive swing by De Leon just to get out of the way, but in twisting to get out of the way, he brought the bat through the zone.
Not much you can do about that one. Self-preservation.
Foul back. And I know so much about not just baseball, but all sports. It's about analytics and numbers.
Mm-hmm.
But even analytics aside, if you score in every inning, I think your probabilities of winning are very high.
I think you're right, sir.
Pitch inside and low, and the count goes full. So the third batter in the inning in 4 that Risley has faced, that the count has gone full.
DeLeon just
Lifted out
fighting
of
up
play.
there. Fighting.
Risley checks the runner at second. That pitch missed away. And Risley is aboard, or De Leon's aboard with the third walk of the inning.
Number 1, the shortstop, Dalton Cody.
Carter King is loosening in a hurry down in the Marian bullpen.
Good pitch.
Dalton Cody, number 2 hitter, 0 for 2 today in game 2. 1 in, 1 out. Here in the top of the 5th. Grace leading 9-2 in game 2. Pitch misses away. 2-1.
Need a ground ball, double play in the worst way right now if you're a Marian Knights fan.
That pitch outside. Grace making Risley come to the zone. And Risley having all sorts of difficulties finding the strike zone. 4th walk in the inning. Bases are loaded. Here comes Ryan Stark. Stark was intentionally walked his last time up. There is nowhere to put Stark here.
The first baseman, number 4, Ryan Stark.
Give him the Barry Bonds treatment. IBB with the bases loaded.
Well, pitching coach heading to the mound. To have a conversation. Seth Risley has had difficulties finding the strike zone here in this outing. Grace has pushed 1 across. Bases loaded and 1 out in the top of the 5th. While we have a moment, we'll remind you that Hoagies and Hops has been serving PA-style hoagies and cheesesteaks in Indianapolis since 2015. Located just 5 minutes from campus, Hoagies and Hops is proud to partner with Marian University Athletics and provide a 15% discount for all fans. Just show your game day ticket or Marian ID card. For hours, menu, and location, visit hoagiesandhops.com. There you look at the occupied 2nd and 3rd. De Leon at 2nd, Joyce at 3rd. And Stark at the plate. Inside corner taking a strike. Nowhere to put Stark. Tripled and scored in the first did Stark. Stark hit 2 home runs in game 1 today. Big swing. And it's 0-2. High in the air. Back of short, Kelly retreating.
Another infield fly.
For the 2nd out of the inning. Boy, you exhale a sigh of relief if you get Stark
No kidding.
to miss a fastball like that and pop it up
With the
at deep
bases
short with the
juiced.
bases loaded.
Yep.
Well, here's another dangerous hitter in Cosme, however. Infield single in a run in the 1st. Hit by a pitch and scored in the 3rd, did Cosme. Risley not out of the weeds yet. Swing and a miss. One hops the plate on that pitch, and it's 1-1. Pitch outside, a ball. 2-1. Inside, 3-1.
Still no place to put him. Oh.
And Cosme works the walk. That'll force in a run. Second run of the inning. RBI for Cosme on the walk.
Here comes the change.
And here comes the pitching change. As Joyce forced home from third. Todd Miller's out to make the pitching change. We'll go ahead and take a break while this pitching change is made. Come back to tell you about the new pitcher on the other side after this. You're watching Marian Knights Baseball on the ISC Sports Network.
Merchants Bank is one of the nation's top performing banks. Take our fixed rate CD, for example. At 4.5 APY, it's a great way to earn a higher interest rate than you do with a traditional savings account. Merchants Bank makes it simple. What you see is what you get. A great rate. No gimmicks, no minimums, no hidden fees. Merchants Bank, one of the nation's top performing banks. Hop on over.
Well, you get a look at Carter King, the third pitcher used by the Knights in this game too. King is on for the fourth time this year. Redshirt junior right-hander, 6'4", 200-pounder out of Muncie, Delta High School. No decisions so far this year with a 2.35 ERA, 7 2/3 innings pitched. Struck out 6 and walked 3. No pressure, Chris comes in with the bases loaded, facing the hottest hitter in the Grace lineup, Jose Ayala.
No pressure at all. Have fun.
Comes in facing a guy who's 2 for 2 today with a double and a home run. And on the day, Ayala has driven in 8 with 5 RBIs in the first game and 3 here in the second game.
He had a double and a home run in the first game,
Yes.
along with a single. So
Yes.
he's pretty consistent.
So Carter King has his work cut out for him to get this inning concluded. Bases loaded, all the responsibility of the just departed Seth Risley. So Ayala stands in 2 for 2. Also reached base via walk. So Ayala has been aboard all 3 times here in game 2. Pitch a strike. Fouled off the end of the bat, down the right-hand side, now to play.
All right. Got him in an 0-2 count.
So Grace sent 9 to the plate in the 4th inning. Ayala, the 8th man to bat here in the 5th. Fisted and caught by Corona at third. And that will be the third out in the inning. But in the inning, Grace gets 2 more on the board. And through 4.5, Grace leads this one 10-2. We're back in a moment. You're watching Marian Knights Baseball on the ISC Sports Network.
When you have back or neck pain, you'll try anything for relief. Anything.
Honey?
Honey, it was mustard seed.
For real options, get your back in front of the spine experts at Ortho Indy. Ortho Indy Spine. This is your way back.
Rob Brown, Chris Walker back with you at Marian Knights Ballpark. Grace on top here, 10-2 as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Steven Hernandez on for his 5th inning of work. And the last 2 top halves of the inning Hernandez has had to sit for a long time, Chris,
Yes, he
as his
has.
offense has been out there sending 8 to the plate in the top of the 4th and 9 to the plate in the top of the 5th.
You know, Rob, I've never known a pitcher to complain about that.
Grace scoring 2 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd, 3 in the 4th, and 2 in the 5th. Jacob Dill stands in. 9-1-2 due up for the Knights here in the 5th.
Good take by Jacob there.
Dill flew out to right field his first time up. Lifts this one high in the infield. Pitcher calls for it and almost didn't catch it. Normally you see the pitcher peel off.
Yes, you do.
And let the infielder take it. An infielder take it. Any infielder.
He just wanted to show you that pitchers are athletes.
And Hernandez almost did not catch that one.
Yeah, it got ugly.
Caught
at
it
the
below
end.
his kneecap. Wow. So here's Salazar back at the top of the order. Salazar doubled in a run in the 2nd, scored off a walk in the 1st. Off-speed pitch, fisted wide of the bag at first and foul. Stark quickly over to get it.
Cam hit a ringing double his last at bat. See what he does here. He's had a really good senior weekend.
Interesting how far over the center fielder De Leon is shaded
Way
the
over.
opposite way to left field. And Salazar hits
did
one off
he?
the end of the
Oh,
bat. And it
beautiful.
drops just inside
It's a
the
two-bagger.
foul line in left field. Salazar will trot into second base for his 2nd double of the game. And you've talked about it multiple times over the last 2 days, Chris, about Salazar's ability to use the entire field.
When you do that, you're going to get a lot of hits. He like you said, did it again. Just a beautiful piece of hitting. Again, when you don't have the pull approach, when you're able to use the entire field, it's just harder for the pitcher to beat you with specific pitches.
Salazar dumped that one right off the end of the bat, dropped it just inside the left field line for a double into the left field corner.
Tell you
Here's
what,
Bale.
He likes second games of doubleheaders, that's for sure.
Curveball drops in for a strike. Bale 0 for 1. Hit by pitch in the 1st, struck out in the 2nd. Hernandez throws this one off Salazar's back.
Yes. It's going to be a painful advance at third base.
Goes into center field. Salazar will advance to 3rd.
E1.
So first error of the game on the Lancers. So each team has had an error on a pitcher via a pickoff throw. Bale waits on that pitch and fouls it back. Salazar at 3rd, 1 out in the inning. Knights trailing 10-2, bottom of the 5th. Knights will wrap up the regular season next weekend with 4 games at Taylor. Thursday and Friday. Bale hits this one a long way into right center field, and it one-hops the fence. De Leon over to play it. Bale standing at 2nd. Corona trots home from 3rd. And Bale with the double. and the RBI.
That's the swing I've been looking for from Zach Bale. He just really hammers this baseball.
41st RBI of the year for Zach Bale. That ball was very close to getting out of here. I thought it might when it came off the bat.
Salazar scores himself another run.
Cosme out to talk with Hernandez. And that swing by Bale initiates some activity down in the Grace bullpen. Here's Josh Lamb. 0 for 2 today is Lamb. (10-3) the score. Salazar has scored 2 of the 3 Marian runs. Thomas Okanuski up and throwing in the Grace bullpen. Junior out of Lawrence, Massachusetts. Just starting to get loose. Not a lot of urgency with a 7-run lead. You can take your time down there. One hopper to second. McIntosh over to first. 2 outs in the inning as Bale heads down to third. Estep is breaking out all of the wrestling hits on his walk-up songs today.
He's serious, man.
Going with the Triple H entrance music for this trip to the plate. Estep sacrificed fly, brought in a run in the first. Walked and was caught stealing on a rundown in the third. Estep's going to be on some indie wrestling circuit here a couple years from now. I'm going to say, hey, I called an NAIA baseball game that guy played in.
That's right. That is correct.
It's going to be like the Carmel Kid or something like that. Fouled out of play. Two count, 10-3 the score. Knights plating a run here in the bottom of the 5th. That foul just to the right of the Grace dugout.
A scrappy hitter, man. Does not go down without a fight.
Spent some time at Connors State College in Oklahoma before coming to Marian. Inside a ball. Full count. Foul back.
Stay through the middle here, Dawson. A lot of room up the middle for a base hit.
8th pitch of the at-bat upcoming.
Stay up the middle,
Up
Dawson.
the middle, it drops in front of De Leon for a base hit.
That's
Bale will come
really-
home with the 2nd run of the inning.
It's a really good at-bat right there.
First time the Knights have scored multiple runs in an inning. And it's 10-4. Knights chipping away.
Really like that at-bat. Dawson Estep. Really love a switch hitter that can put the ball in play.
3 hits in the inning. Here's Max Steffen, 1 for 2. Pitch up a ball. Hernandez sitting on 87 pitches. Knights bullpen quiet.
Ooh,
Check
yep.
swing. Did he go? Yes. Stefan wasn't sure. Disagreed, I should say.
I think Stephen just would rather see him ask the base umpire on that. Don't try to make that call yourself as the home plate umpire. It's just too hard to see.
Hernandez tosses over to first. Keep E-Step honest.
He got Dawson earlier in the game. Dawson's not going to let it happen again.
That time, Stefan held up
No
on
need-
the check swing.
No need to ask on that one.
Good look at Max Stefan out of Hamilton, Ohio. Just north of Cincinnati. Takes
Yep.
a pitch for strike
Yep.
3.
Yep.
Strikeout number 3 for Hernandez, and the second time Hernandez has struck out tonight to end the inning. But in the inning, the Knights get 2. Cut into the Goshen lead. It's 10-4. Lancers after 5. We head to the 6th. After this, on the ISC Sports Network.
Merchants Bank is one of the nation's top performing banks. Take our fixed rate CD, for example. At 4.5 APY, it's a great way to earn a higher interest rate than you do with a traditional savings account. Merchants Bank makes it simple. What you see is what you get. A great rate. No gimmicks, no minimums, no hidden fees. Merchants Bank, one of the nation's top performing banks. Hop on over.
Well, cloudy skies here at Marian as Grace leads 10-4 as we head to the 6th. Saving money is important to you. Visit Tom O'Brien, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, a proud sponsor of Marian Athletics. Tom O'Brien is Indy's preferred Jeep dealer with 2 locations and the biggest Jeep inventory in Indiana. To show their support, Tom O'Brien will donate $200 to Marian for every car any student, parent, employee, or friend of Marian buys when you mention this promo. Go Knights and go to Tom O'Brien to see how their family works for you since 1933. On for his first full inning of work is Carter King, who came on with 2 outs in, or 1 out, I should say, or 2 outs in the 5th. And came on to get the final out of the inning. And King will face hitters 6, 7, 8 in the 6th.
Top of the 6th inning for the Lancers. The designated hitter, number 22, Grant Hartley.
Grant Hartley will lead off the 6th. Hartley 0 for 3. Hartley is the only player
He warned him for something. I don't know what it was.
not sure either. I was going to say that Hartley is the only player in the lineup for Grace who has not reached base. Struck out twice and grounded to first in his 3 times up. Yeah, I'm not sure what that warning was about, but the home plate umpire demonstratively came out 4 steps from out behind the plate and said something to Carter King. Pitch outside, a ball, 3-0. That pitch taking a strike. Hartley out of Auburn, Maine.
Uh-oh, that's it. Yep. So what it was is I think he warned him for starting before the batter had his eyes on him. So he warned him one time and he did it again, and now you get the ball.
Did I mention that Hartley had not reached base? Hartley's aboard with a walk. And we'll have a runner for Hartley. It's Carter Stogsdill. So Stogsdill coming on to run for Hartley.
Whoa.
That pitch sails over everyone's head and back to the backstop.
And more importantly, you now don't have to bunt him to second base. See if they decide to bunt him to third now instead.
I thought that pitch might come in the press box
So
when it
did
came out
I.
of his hand. It was so
The
high.
trajectory it came out at, it looked like it was coming right at us.
And another ball rolls toward home plate for the second time this inning. Where are those balls coming from?
That's
The
coming
bullpen?
from the bullpen. And that's getting through two guys. To
There
get all
are
the way to the
multiple
plate.
players down in the bullpen to keep balls from coming away from the bullpen.
More importantly, I don't think that gives the coach much confidence to bring you in the game if you're doing that.
Bunt fouled back as Bale came running in from first base.
Tell you what, Grace is playing this game like it's a two-run game. They're not satisfied with this 6-run lead. They're trying to get more runs on the scoreboard.
10-4 the score, top of the sixth. Knights did plate 2 in the bottom of the fifth. McIntosh showing bunt. And puts the bunt down, but the bunt came up and hit McIntosh while he was in the batter's box. That's a foul ball. Strike 2. Home plate umpire all over that call.
Both the home plate umpire and the base umpire did a great job on that one.
So Grace taking, you would presume, taking the bunt off here with 2 strikes. McIntosh at least not showing it. Now he comes square and puts a good
that's gonna
bunt
be a
down.
tough. That may be a
That's
hit.
a tough play for Corona. Throw and out.
Wow.
Wow, bang, bang play
Great
at first.
play.
That ball bunted past the pitcher's mound. Corona had to range far to his left to make that play.
It's a really good bunt by McIntosh, and that's a tremendous play by Hector Corona at third base, throwing it kind of off balance on the run, and it is as bang-bang as you can be. But he just got him there at first.
So job completed for McIntosh. Stogsdill over at third. That brings John Joyce to the plate. Joyce has reached twice via walk and scored both times. Infield is in for the Knights. And that pitch goes to the backstop. Stogsdill heads home from third with the wild pitch. And Grace pushes the lead back to 7, 11-4.
Just can't stop the bleeding today.
Now King can turn his attention to Joyce. 1 out in the inning. And the base is empty. Joyce fouls it into the glove of Dill. 2-2. We'll see if Hernandez comes back in to pitch the sixth. Joyce hits it hard and past the second baseman Salazar into right field for a hit.
It's a good swing there. That ball smoked in the 4-hole there for John Joyce.
It's the 9th hit of the game for Grace. First hit of the day for Joyce. And Mason Wire heads to the plate.
The third baseman, number 19, Mason Wire.
Wire with a solo home run in the second. Sacrifice bunted a run in the fifth. Takes a pitch outside.
He's got some good velo on it. Not the best command, but he's throwing it hard.
Swing and a miss. King one hops the plate with that one, and that allows Joyce to head down to second. That's the third wild pitch of the inning. Fifth one in the game for the Knights. Two-one count to Wire. Pitch up and in. More activity in the Knights bullpen.
Good position for Wire right here.
Wire fouls that one.
Yep.
Right off his instep. Just nicked him, did not get him with any kind of force.
Rob, you weren't here earlier before the first game. Got to look at Cole McManus that got hit in the face yesterday. Holy cow.
Wire hits this one hard into left field. Cut off and thrown back in quickly by Estep. Good job by Dawson to get that ball back in.
Estep's got a gun in left field.
Wire hit that ball on a line to left field.
Yes, he did.
Holding Joyce to third with Estep's quick relay in.
I think that's going to do it.
And here comes Todd Miller out to make a change. And with this pitching change, we'll take a break and come right back, tell you about the new pitcher on the other side. You're watching Marian Knights Baseball on the ISC Sports Network.
When you have back or neck pain, you'll try anything for relief. Anything.
Whoa! Honey?
Honey, it was mustard seed.
For real options, get your back in front of the spine experts at Ortho Indy. Ortho Indy Spine. This is your way back.
Now the new pitcher is Andrew Neff, a redshirt sophomore left-hander out of Mooresville. Started at the University of Cincinnati before coming to Marian. 6'1", 210-pounder left-hander. Neff making his third appearance, no decisions, has thrown just 3 innings, allowed 1 run earned, 2 strikeouts against 4 walks. Neff, the 4th pitcher used by the Knights here in this game, too.
This just has not been the day for the Marian Knights.
Now Carter King departs. And King responsible for the 2 base runners aboard. See if Neff can get the final 2 outs of the inning, with the Knights trailing 11-4. And with Wire's base hit has brought the lineup back to the top. Maximo De Leon, the leadoff hitter, with his 5th at-bat upcoming, will face Neff. So much like we saw with the other, or when King entered the ball game, bringing these relief pitchers into the game, facing tough hitters. Although the way Grace has been hitting the baseball today,
Everyone's a tough hitter.
everybody's dangerous.
Yes.
There are no weak spots in this order. The way Grace has been hitting the baseball today. So De Leon, who's reached base 3 times out of 4, walked twice and doubled in 2 runs in the 4th. Runners at the corners, Joyce at third, Wire at first. As Neff goes to work, the left-hander. De Leon shows bunt, pitch up. Bale holds Wire at the bag at first. Corona is even at the bag, now coming in at third. Pitch was errant, and Dill had to lunge to keep it from going back to the screen. Hit hard and
Wow.
wide of the bag at third, foul. I'm not sure if it didn't hit Joyce.
And that is why, when you're the runner on third base, you take your lead in foul territory. Because if that ball hits you in foul territory, you are not out.
It
Whoa,
did not.
It went behind him.
It went behind Joyce.
But if that ball hits you in fair territory, you're going to have a hitter really upset at you.
Pitch outside, a ball, 3-1. Yeah, Joyce was in foul territory, so if it would have hit him, to your point,
Yep.
it would have
Just
just been a foul ball.
Mhm.
De Leon just gets a piece, foul, and the count goes full. I thought initially it hit him,
It looked like it.
but that replay showed it did not.
Joyce is showing his limbo skills down there. Oh, my.
Pitch to the backstop. Joyce will come across the plate and score. It was ball 4. De Leon allowed to walk down to first, but wild pitch scores Joyce.
A lot of free passes in this game here for Marian.
Here's Dalton Cody. And it's 12-4. So the wild pitch will allow the runners to advance 90 feet. So the 5th wild pitch of the inning. So the 9th pitching has walked 11 and 7 wild pitches today in this game 2. Cody hits this one high in the air in foul territory, right side. Bale toward the dugout, has a play, and makes it. Coming over from first base for the 2nd out of the inning.
Number 4, the first baseman, Ryan.
And here's Ryan Stark with first base open. Salazar comes over to play the shift, moving over from second base, standing just to the left of the second base bag in short center field, and Stark is hit just below the knee.
Yeah.
Second Grace batter hit by a pitch today.
I'm scared to count up the walks and HBPs in this game.
Well, 12 walks, 7 wild pitches, and 2 hit by pitch.
Wow.
Is the current total. I say current.
Because there's still game left to be played, huh?
Here's Cosme,
Oh, my.
and that pitch will go off the leg of Dill back to the screen. Wire comes home with the third run of the inning. And it's 13-4. De Leon heads to third, Stark to second. And the pitching coach comes out to talk with Neff. Trying to buy some time.
Actually, they just made a move.
Did they call for a change?
They did.
Yep. There's going to be a pitching change, so we'll go ahead and take a break. Another pitching change for the Knights. New face in. We'll take a break and come back and tell you about it on the other side. You're watching Marian Knights Baseball on the ISC Sports Network.
There's something that may surprise you about Marian University. It's not our Catholic faith or our Franciscan values. It's not our 5,000 students or our diversity. It's not Marian's championship athletics or our Indianapolis location. It's that Marian is home to Indiana's only college of osteopathic medicine. Marian, Indy's Catholic University.
Now the new pitcher is the right-hander Aiden Bishop. A redshirt junior. Bishop making his 6th appearance, all in relief. 6-foot, 190-pounder out of Speedway. No decisions, a 3.37 ERA. Bishop, and on brand, he just threw his first warm-up pitch off the inside leg of the catcher back to the screen. Bishop on the season, we mentioned no decisions. This is 6th appearance, 3.37 his ERA, has thrown 2 2/3 innings, allowed 1 run earned, no strikeouts or walks, giving up 3 hits. So Bishop comes on with runners at second and third, 2 outs in the inning, and Bishop the 5th pitcher to work today for the Knights here in this game too. And he will face Josh Cosme with runners at second and third. 3 runs here in the inning, 13-4 our score in the top of the 6th. And it's been a rough game too for the Knights pitching. Knights pitching has walked 11. And thrown 8 wild pitches and hit 2 batters.
That is a lot of free passes.
That is not a stat line that will be shipped to Cooperstown.
It's hard to win games with that.
Yeah. So Cosme stands in. 2 RBIs. Ball in the dirt. 2-0.
Tell you what, Jacob Dill is just taking a beating back there.
Bishop has an interesting release point. Let's take a look at this.
Short arms it.
Short arm to kind of.
Short arms it, then kind of cuffs it a little bit. Yeah. Yeah.
3-0 the count. First base is open. Pitch inside, a ball, and Cosme works the walk.
Another one.
So for the second time today, the Lancers send 9 to the plate. Ayala will be the 9th man to bat here in the 6th. So courtesy runner for the Lancers. Have to go to the roster. We're deep cutting this one. Tyler Rebman, 29, junior out of Fort Wayne and Leo High School, runs for Cosme. Stogsdill, because he ran earlier in the inning for Hartley, can no longer be used as the courtesy runner.
Ayala is swinging out of his shoes right now. But
and why not?
Yeah, when you have 2 homers and 2 doubles on the day, I get it.
Fouled down the left side. Ayala in this game, a double, a home run, and a walk, has driven in 4. Had 5 RBIs in game 1 with a double and a home run. So 9 RBIs on the day for the left fielder Ayala.
That's a good week. It's a good 2 weeks.
He's done that in 4 hours today. Swing and a miss. So Bishop records the strikeout to end the inning. In the inning, the Lancers plate 3 and expand the lead to 9. 13-4 our score. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Grace on top of Marian. Back in a moment on the ISC Sports Network.
Merchants Bank is one of the nation's top performing banks. Take our fixed rate CD, for example. At 4.5 APY, it's a great way to earn a higher interest rate than you do with a traditional savings account. Merchants Bank makes it simple. What you see is what you get. A great rate. No gimmicks, no minimums, no hidden fees. Merchants Bank, one of the nation's top performing banks. Hop on over.
Well, today's logistics marketplace is an ever-changing landscape where you can make your mark. As a leading third-party logistics company in North America, Spot gives you the tools to tackle industry challenges for our partners. Here, initiative, drive, and teamwork form the basis for a rewarding, fast-paced career. At Spot, we've never lost the entrepreneurial spirit that proves the foundation for our success. Chart your own course today. Visit spotinc.com/careers for more information. That's spotinc.com/careers. Spot is proud to partner with Marian University.
You know, this song here, Rob, I will never forget where I was when I first heard it. I think my wife and I think we were celebrating our 15th wedding anniversary in New Orleans.
There you go.
When we arrived in New Orleans, I said, hon, we got to go down to Baton Rouge. I want to go see Purdue baseball play LSU. And it was Alex Bregman and Aaron Nola's junior year at LSU. So I got to see Bregman and Nola down there.
So Steven Hernandez is out to pitch the 6th after another long top of the inning. Here's Hector Corona to lead it off for the Knights. Hernandez has thrown 92 pitches, 57 strikes, but working with a 9-run lead.
I would have never guessed he'd still be in this game the way it started for him.
The way the Knights put runners on base in the first 2 innings, and Hernandez really had to labor to hold the Knights to 2 runs.
He did.
Hernandez did not look long for this game, but he's still out there in the 6th inning, and he's sitting on a 9-run lead. Corona waits on the breaking ball and hits it off the end of the bat, foul down the left side. Wire gives chase, runs out of room. Well, the Knights are in danger of losing just their 2nd conference series of the season. St. Francis beat the Knights 3 out of 4 back at the end of February and early March.
Ouch.
And Corona gone on strikes.
That's a tough call there.
Number 4, Elijah Kelly.
I think Mr. Umpire's wanting to get out of here.
Perhaps an 8:30 dinner reservation. Fourth strikeout of the game for Hernandez. And here's Elijah Kelly. 0 for 2 is Kelly. First pitch swinging, lifted into right center. De Leon, a long run. Joyce converging as well, and it drops in between them for a hit. Kelly's got a base hit.
And then there it is. It's right side of the field. I mean, it's just, that can break you out of a slump right there.
What was it you said during Kelly's last at bat? A hit to right, to right center?
It cures a lot of ailments, man, I'm telling you.
Maybe that'll get Elijah on track here for the final couple weeks. Knights have the 4-game series with Taylor next week, and then the conference tournament.
Are we grilling over there or something on fire? Oh, okay.
Penarski takes a pitch low. Yeah, either there was a grill going on or there was a serious dirt devil issue going on. Down to our left. Post-game senior cookout is getting revved up as Penarski takes a pitch
Thought we were at
on the inside corner.
Thought we were at Duty Noble Field in Starkville, Mississippi, man.
Stark Vegas, baby.
That's right.
1-1 the count.
Good pitch.
Penarski takes strike 2. Hernandez throws over, and Kelly's picked off.
Just can't have that this juncture of the game.
That's the second time a Knights runner has been hung up on the bases. Kelly got caught leaning the wrong way, and tagged right in the rib cage.
Yep.
It's a great look by our camera crew and replay. Second out of the inning. Penarski down in the count, 1-2. Line in the right field, a base hit. Second hit of the game for Penarski.
Good day for him.
So Penarski, second 2-hit game in as many days. Had 2 hits yesterday. Here's Dill. 0 for 2 is Dill on the afternoon. Takes the pitch out and away. Good curveball, drops in for a strike. Dill chased one out of the zone, and now he's down in the count, 1-2.
A little bit up and away there. Went fishing.
Activity down in the Grace bullpen. Presuming this would be with Hernandez's pitch count over 100. Presume this will be his last inning. And Dill fouls this one off the end of the bat down the right side.
It's a really good start for a 4th game starter of a series. You know, when you've probably used a good amount of pitchers already, to be able to get almost 6 complete innings out of your starter, never going to complain about that.
Dill able to stay alive and fight this one back to the screen. Ryan Roth has to be ecstatic with the pitching he's gotten. You look up and down his staff, not really had to go deep into his bullpen. Pitch outside, and the count goes full. Check that, 2-2. Cameron Salazar waits on deck for the Knights if Dill can keep the inning alive. Fisted slowly to short, and it rolls right up the arm of the shortstop,
Handcuffed.
Cody.
Yep, just simply handcuffed him there.
So that will go in as an E6, allowing Dill to reach, and extends the inning for Cameron Salazar. And courtesy runner aboard, Callan Gick will run for Dill. Salazar with 2 doubles on the day has scored twice. And over the last 2 days has quite simply been the hottest night at the plate.
Yes, he has. No question about it. Kind of got moved from the, I believe, the 4-hole to the leadoff spot, and he hasn't missed a beat since going to that leadoff spot.
Came into today's action hitting .322. 0 for 4 in the first game today, but has come back to go 2 for 2 and reached on a walk as well. 2 doubles, scored twice. Has sprayed the ball all over the field.
Yes, he has.
Fouls this one back.
Good pitch.
Takes that pitch on the corner, and the count evens 2-2. Well, the 9-run deficit has not deterred the plate jockeys sitting down below us. Nice to see they're still at it. Salazar chops this one to short. Cody across to first for the out, and that'll end the inning. In the inning, Knights get a couple of hits, but can't push a run across. We head to the 7th. Grace in command, leading 13-4 on the ISC Sports Network.
When you have back or neck pain, you'll try anything for relief. Anything.
Whoa! Honey?
Honey, it was mustard seed.
For real options, get your back in front of the spine experts at Ortho Indy. Ortho Indy Spine. This is your way back.
Our Brown Chris Walker back with you at Marian Knights Ballpark. We head to the 7th inning, and the 6th Marian Knights pitcher is on. It's the redshirt junior right-hander Caden Bradley from Mooresville, Indiana, 6 foot, 185-pounder. Bradley making his 8th appearance, all in relief, no decisions, a 15.43 ERA. He's thrown 7 innings, allowed 12 runs, all earned, 13 hits, struck out 2, walked 6. And Bradley slated to face hitters 6, 7, and 8 here in the top of the 7th. I thank our great crew working with us all day today. Vince Morales, our director, heading up that crew. Kyle Donlin, David Kahn, Carlos Alarcon the 4th, Dalton Cox, Eldon Wheeler, Greg Sharton. Alongside my partner, Chris Walker, I'm Rob Brown. Happy you're spending your Friday with us. Hope you've got great Easter plans on deck.
Happy Good Friday.
Indeed.
Which I've never understood. Really, this what shouldn't have been considered Good Friday, right? I mean,
Yeah.
with the events that took place.
Indeed, yes, yes.
Maybe we can have Good Easter Sunday, Bad Friday,
Yeah,
maybe?
Yeah, I think that's more appropriate.
I know.
So Stogsdill pinch hitting for McIntosh. We've seen Stogsdill on the field a couple times as a runner, but yeah. So Stogsdill batting in Hartley's spot in the DH spot. Stogsdill getting an at-bat. Stogsdill hitting .227 on the year. Stogsdill, sophomore from New Pal. When he does play a position, he does play in the outfield. 3-1 count. In the dirt, ball 4. So Stogsdill works the leadoff walk.
The second baseman, number 26, Braden McIntosh.
So here's McIntosh. McIntosh doubled in the 4th, walked and scored in the 5th. Bradley hits the zone for strike 1. Knights have walked 13 batters. McIntosh golfs at that pitch for strike 2.
You know, technically, you would not like to see 13 walks over the course of 4 games, let alone 1 game.
Lifted in the air to right. Underneath it is Lamb. Has it for the out, 1 away. Well, it becomes especially difficult to swallow when you couple it with 8 wild pitches.
Yes.
Here's Joyce, who has scored 3 times today, walked twice, and has a base hit as well. Way out front of that off-speed pitch. One count. Bradley takes a look at the runner at first. Joyce golfs this one into center field, and it goes over the head of Pinarski, who came in initially and then realized he had to retreat. Relay into short. Kelly pump fakes a throw, and Stogsdill will hold at third. Joyce has a double. And runners are at second and third with 1 out.
Joyce hits a bullet out there to center field and just beats Pinarski, gets on him a lot quicker than he thought. Stogsdill had to really shut it down to the last minute to stay at third base.
The third baseman, number 19, Mason Wire.
It's the 7th extra base hit for the Lancers. Here's Wire. Wire with 2 hits. Get 2 hits and 2 RBIs out of the 9 spot. That's a good day.
Yes, it is.
Including a solo home run for the freshman third baseman. Yes, as pointed out by our PA guy, Mark, anytime your 9-hole hitter bats 5 times, you know you've had a good day offensively.
It's a lot of at-bats for a 9-hole hitter.
You've been on the merry-go-round. Hit hard and by the third baseman, Corona, into left field, a base hit. Stogsdill will come home. Joyce will stop at third. Wire ahead first slide into second, and it's 14-4. Back to the top of the order. And Todd Miller is out, calling for the baseball, and there's going to be a pitching change.
Yeah, I think at this point you're just trying to get some senior arms in the game.
Well, we'll go ahead and take a break as well. We'll take a break, come back, tell you about the new pitcher on the other side. You're watching Marian Knights Baseball on the ISC Sports Network.
There's something that may surprise you about Marian University. It's not our Catholic faith or our Franciscan values. It's not our 5,000 students or our diversity. It's not Marian's championship athletics or our Indianapolis location. It's that Marian is home to Indiana's only college of osteopathic medicine. Marian, Indy's Catholic University.
Well, the new pitcher is Hunter Reagan. Redshirt junior right-hander, 6'2", 180-pounder out of Union City, Indiana. My good friends from Union City, Indiana. My guy Michael Wantz, longtime basketball coach at Roncalli High School, former basketball coach at Roncalli High School. Hunter Reagan making his fifth appearance, I should say, of the year. 0-1 his record at 10.80 ERA. In 3 1/3 innings has allowed 5 runs, 4 of them earned, 3 strikeouts, and 4 walks. So Reagan comes on with 1 out in the inning. And runners at second and third. Wires ball scored a double. And it plates Stogsdale with the 14th run of the game. So Hunter Reagan, the new pitcher, the 7th pitcher of the game.
It's a lot of arms.
And Reagan, again, 0-1, his record on the year out of Union City, Indiana. You know where that is?
I do not.
It's it's between Richmond and Muncie.
Ah.
Randolph County. Maximo De Leon
Back
making
to
his
the top.
6th plate appearance in a
7
7-inning game. Takes a pitch at the belt for a strike. Well, Reagan coming in, throwing strikes quickly,
Yes,
not
he
messing
is.
around. Quickly ahead, 0-2 is Reagan. In the dirt, blocked by Dill.
It's a great job by Dill.
So Reagan is the 7th pitcher used. Pitch low, a ball. Knights ran out a bullpen game on Tuesday and used 9 pitchers at IU Kokomo. Scheduled bullpen game. Basically a new pitcher every inning on Tuesday.
Get everyone a little bit of work.
To be clear, this was not a bullpen game.
Wasn't supposed to be.
It was not. It was not. Swing and a miss.
Job.
Foul tip into the glove of Dill.
That's a good job.
Reagan gets the strikeout, the first batter he's faced. Now he'll go to work on Dalton Cody with 2 away. Take a look. Dill hangs
Swung
on to the
right
foul
through.
tip.
Yep, swung right through a fastball.
First time De Leon has been retired since the 2nd inning.
Take a pinch hitter here, I believe.
Gabriel Maldonado, his first at bat of the series. Maldonado, the junior catcher from Bayamon, Puerto Rico. First pitch swinging, lifted into left field and caught by Estep for the out. That'll do it. So Reagan comes on, efficiently retires the 2 batters he faces to end the inning. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Last roundup time for the Knights. Grace on top 14-4. Back with it after this on the ISC Sports Network.
Hey, grab me one too.
I shake
Well, we head to the bottom of the 7th. This is a 7-inning game, so last time up for the Knights, trailing by 10. New pitcher for Grace is the grad student right-hander. Big right-hander, 6'7", 255-pounder, Aiden McSherry out of Roswell, Georgia. Take a look at him. No decisions for McSherry, making his 9th appearance of the season, 10.13 ERA. McSherry has thrown 8 innings of work, 4 strikeouts, and 5 walks. Started his college career at Young Harris University. That is a big right-hander, Aiden
Yes, it is a
McSherry.
big right-hander. Coming
on to get the final 3 outs of this ball game, and the Knights will have 2-3-4 due up in this bottom of the 7th, trailing 14-4. Grace scoring runs in every inning of this game number 2 after winning the first game 15-5 and 7. Grace in this game 2 scoring 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, 3 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth, 3 in the sixth, and a solo run in the 7th. But kudos to Hunter Reagan to come on and
2 outs. Really
retire
quickly.
the 2 batters he faced.
It's impressive.
Zach Bale will lead off the 7th. 1 for 2 is Bale. RBI double in the 5th for his only hit. Well, the 6'7" McSherry facing off against the 6'7" Bale.
Battle of the basketball players, huh?
Yeah. First pitch swinging, hit high in the air behind the plate. And Cosme ran up against the screen and ran out of room. So Bale back in the batter's box, down a strike. In tight. Almost clipped the elbow of Bale.
Just missed him. Last thing you want to do in this kind of game is wear one off the arm.
In tight again, and it's 2-1. That pitch up. And it's 3-1. Josh Lamb waits on deck for the Knights.
Marian's going to score 10 runs in this inning. You watch.
You're feeling it.
I'm feeling it.
Bale got a piece, and that foul tip got a piece of Cosme. And the home plate umpire will allow Cosme to walk that one off.
What's it, probably about 3 hours back to Winona Lake, you think? Or
2.5. Bale checked the swing and works the leadoff walk. Here's Josh Lamb. Lamb 0 for 3 in this game 2.
Probably the last time I'll get to hear Genuine My Pony for the year.
42 Roman Utterback coming out to run for Bale. Utterback, the freshman out of Crawfordsville.
That is not too far from me at all.
Nope. The Artesians.
Yep. Well, these are Athenians.
Athenians, excuse me. Athenians, yeah. Martinsville's the Artesians.
Yes,
Thank you for correcting me on that.
No,
It sounded wrong as soon as I said it. Crawfordsville Athenians. Lamb up the middle, and it goes under the glove of Cody into center field for a base hit. Utterback running hard and will slide head first into third.
Here we go. Here we go.
So Lamb, his first base hit of the afternoon / evening.
Here comes
And
the big
here's
rally.
E-Step.
Dawson hit a 3-run jack here and we're on track.
So base hit for Lamb. Runners at the corners, nobody out. E-Step, the base hit, couple runs driven in. First pitch swinging, fouls it back. Drove in a run via sacrifice fly in the first, singled in a run in the fifth. Takes a pitch right down the heart. E-Step came up to Wild Thing there, not a wrestling-themed walk up there. Wild Thing, little nod to Major League.
He's all wrestled out.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Take strike 3, right down the heart. First out of the inning.
Number 22, Max Steffen.
Max Steffen to the plate, 1 for 3. Infield single in the first. Runners at the corner, 1 out. Almost a wild pitch and a great backhand stop by Cosme. Whoa.
My goodness.
Fouled out of play.
Steffen trying to keep McSherry out of his kitchen there. He's really pounding the ball hard inside.
Pitch up, just missed the top of the zone.
I think Dawson E-Step arguing his call got his teammate a non-call there because that was very similar.
Yeah, great point. Down and away. Count goes full to Steffen. 1 out, runners at the corners, 14-4. Grace leads. Bottom of the 7th in the 7-inning game. Back into the doubleheader. Grace won the first game 15-5. Cosme backhanded that pitch in the dirt. It was ball 4. Bases loaded, 1 out. Hector Corona heads to the plate.
Third baseman, number 36, Hector Corona.
Corona 0 for 3.
Are they going to take him out?
No, no one's loose in the bullpen, so this is just a chit-chat. Walk-up song Gasolina by Daddy Yankee.
Yes.
According to my daughter, who went to Madrid 2 summers ago as part of her college experience, this song was big in the clubs in Madrid. It's the only reason I know this song.
Rob, the better question was, what was your daughter doing in the clubs in Madrid?
She's of age. That's she's of age. That's her business. She's a woman of age. That's her business.
I only say that jokingly because I have an 18-year-old daughter right now. And man, oh man.
Yeah,
There's something.
She was 21 and above. It's her business. Good luck with that, by the way.
Yeah, thanks.
Good luck with that.
Thanks.
Yeah, my daughter. She'll be 23 next week. So
Gotcha.
we've navigated that 18 to 22 stretch.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you, my friend, are about to embark upon a journey. Pitch low, a ball. 2-1. Bases loaded for Corona, who's looking for his first hit in this one. In the dirt.
McSherry just cannot find it right now.
He's got plenty of velocity, but you're right. He just is kind of scattering it all over the place.
Mm-hmm. That's a strike.
Pitch caught the corner. Corona thought it was ball 4. Just off the end of the bat, Corona fouls it back to the screen. Count full. Bases loaded, 1 out.
See ya.
Strike 3. Second called strike 3 in the inning.
I want to see a replay of that. I mean, those are looking pretty good to me.
They look good from up here.
Up. Yeah. The fans are letting them have it, but
Number 37, Calvin Miller.
So Calvin Miller on to pinch hit for Kelly with 2 outs and the bases loaded. Miller hitting .257 on the year, the freshman from Southport High School on the south side. Swing and a miss, a big cut. Miller, a big swinger. 4 home runs on the season, but 32 strikeouts as well.
now that's up.
Swing and a miss. And Miller down to his last strike. In the hole, 1-2. Swing and a miss, and that'll do it. The Knights leave the bases loaded in the 7th. And that'll do it as Grace comes in, wins both games on the back end of the doubleheader to take 3 out of 4 over 2 days and win the series 3-1. Time of the game here in our second game, 2 hours and 58 minutes. Winning pitcher is the starter, Steven Hernandez for Grace. The losing pitcher, the starter for the Knights, Damian Wallace. Hernandez now 4-5, Wallace now 1-3. Grace, 14 runs, 12 hits, 2 errors, 12 left. Marian, 4 runs, 9 hits, 1 error, and 9 left. Chris, Grace, 29 runs on the day. Some final thoughts on this one.
It's a really good offensive day for Grace. Marian ran into a buzzsaw lead. Not much you can do. It happens.
Well, I want to thank everyone for tuning in. On behalf of our entire ISC crew, I'm Rob Brown. This has been a presentation of the ISC Sports Network. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, so long, everybody.